Nick McCleland. Abby and Libby were very special to a lot of people. They were caring, loving, and special. YouTubers and countless podcasters accused their families of being involved. They showed their crime scene pictures, all in an effort to get more clicks and views. The family was re-victimized. This crime affected the community in a negative way. People went and took defense courses. They got conceal and carry licenses. They were locking their doors. Throughout the trial, Richard Allen showed no remorse and no regret. I would like to read something that he told Dr. Walla. This rattles in my head. I bundled up and laid in wait, ordered them down the hill. My intention was to rape the girls. I ordered them across the creek. He laid in wait. For some reason, that statement stays in my head. The fear in Abby's voice when she runs by Libby. Once down the hill, he orders them to strip. They were 13 and 14 years old. He starts to assault them and was interrupted. One was forced to watch. He went back to his car and went on with his life. If he is allowed out, he will kill again. The aggravating factors outweigh the mitigating factors. Richard Allen should get 65 years each for murdering Libby and Abby, to be served consecutively, 130 years in the DOC. 9:55 a.m. Rosie. Briefly, the comments about the defense that were made. I don't think this is relevant and should not count as an aggravator the way we did our job. Judge Gull says to Allen, "Anything you want to say?" Allen, "No, Your Honor." Judge Gull, I've considered and reviewed the victim impact statements from the 6 family members and Lieutenant Holman. Murder counts 1 and 2 will be vacated for double jeopardy. As for counts 3 and 4, the defense requested consideration for mitigating circumstances. No criminal history. Candidly, I don't weight this heavily because you stand convicted of the worst possible crime. Undue hardship on your wife. I decline to find it mitigating. Any jail sentence would be hard. Mental health. There is no nexus between his mental health and the crime, although I recognize his mental health history. In 27 years, I have presided over the most hideous cases. You rank right up there. Multiple victims. Your crimes have had an extraordinary impact on the families of Libby and Abby. There is a minimum of 45 years with a maximum of 65 years. Libby's grandmother talked about the generational impact. Candidly, I've never thought about generational impact, so I do appreciate that. These families will deal with your carnage forever. Please note, there's a brief pause by Judge Gull after this statement, and I looked up from my note-taking as such. I can only presume that after she said this to Richard Allen, that he was rolling his eyes at her, since she then stated with disdain in her voice, "You sit here and roll your eyes at me, like you rolled your eyes at me through this trial. For counts 3 and 4, I sentence you to 65 years each for murder, to be served consecutively, with 786 days credit for time served. Appeals for both the conviction and the sentencing need to be done within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, I will appoint you a public defender. Do you have any questions?" Allen, "No." Rosie, "Nothing." McLeland, "I filed a request this morning to have the crime scene and autopsy photos sealed. The mental and medical health records under IC5 of FOIA. I want to make sure that the family is not re-victimized, and I wanted to bring that to the attention of the court. Rosie, the defense is not bothered by this, but we request 7 days to review the case law. Judge Gull, the gag order is lifted. 10:06 a.m. OJ is bent over Allen and talks to him for a minute. The proceedings concluded with a contentious exchange between defense attorney Jennifer OJ and McLeland. Rosie had his coat on and left immediately. Richard Allen was taken out in his shackles. He stared straight ahead and didn't look at anyone on his way out. He is now serving out his 130-year prison sentence at Westville Correctional. Justice for Abby and Libby.